Esther. How are you?
Okay, how's it going, Kim?
It's going good. I was all confused on what we needed to get done exactly for
Okay,
the project.
how far did you get?
Well, we're basically like done with the website, but I heard something about us having like presents something
I,
today.
I
Is that
just
right?
wanted to just catch up and see what you guys have done, and giving you
Okay.
feedback. The whole idea, Kim, is we're basically being able every week to go over our work, see what needs to be improved. I give you feedback on it. So at the end of the semester, you can say, guess what? I got everything done. This is what the professor wanted. This is what we wanted as a group. We can proceed. So,
Got it. Yeah. I know my group is planning to meet tomorrow, which
good.
I unfortunately won't be able to make. I have a busy day and I have a flight going back home.
Okay.
But I did a lot of the early work for the project, so I
Good.
think that it would be
You can divide it up.
interesting.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it's
but
a time to do it. So I'll give you feedback. Have you
right.
upgraded to the?
Yes, yeah, we upgraded.
That's the number. Did you get a
Wix.
URL? Did you get a domain name?
I am pretty sure. Is that what you needed the upgrade for?
Yeah, you needed the upgrade. The main
Okay.
idea to get the upgrade is number one, that you can have more than one collaborator. So everybody in your group. So write this down. Everybody in your group, you need to upgrade, and everybody in your group who recorded it, who was the one that set that up. There was one person that had to put in their credit card. Who did that in your
I
group?
am not sure. I think it might have been Julian or Eddie, but he told me today that they upgraded the website. I didn't know that we weren't able to have multiple collaborators before. I thought we did. Maybe that's why.
Well, then when you upgraded, everybody was able to have it.
Okay. All right. I'm sure we figured it out. I'll double check with them and just make sure everything's set straight.
Yeah, well, you know what we'll do. What group number are you?
2, I believe.
Okay, so we'll go over, make sure that I go over your group. You understand? So
Yeah.
we can see. So and whatever I tell one group, pay attention to it. Whatever I tell one group, everybody needs to do it. So if I say this needs to be improved, or you need to have like a tagline, it's not just for one group, it's for every group.
Okay.
Do you understand? So
Understood. Yeah. Yeah, no, we should be all set, but yeah, we'll go over it as a
yeah,
team.
right. So I'll go over it with you, to day, so that way when your group meets, they know what are the next steps of what needs to be done. Okay?
Got it.
Yeah, because people
Sounds
were, and some groups are further ahead than others, of course. So we hope to get everybody on the same track, because really, we look at it, today is November 5th, right? We have next week. The following week we have an exam. The next week we just have one class, and then we present. And then you have basically the one class on the 25th. Basically everybody's gone home, right? Because it's like Thanksgiving.
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 Right. And then how about for the final? Do we have like an exam final, or does it contribute to the presentation?
Exactly. So basically what we'll do is your project will be your final exam. We just have a second exam. I want you to spend time on your project, not spend time studying for a final exam.
So we don't have like a normal final.
Right.
It's just the project.
Right.
Correct. Okay. Perfect.
You know what I mean? All questions answered. So, and I'll go over it again, but your questions will be the same everybody else has, right? So that's it. But when it will be due, so instead of you preparing for your final exam, you'll take all the kinks out of your project and make sure everything in your project, you'll record your project, we'll go over it, but you'll do a formal presentation on your own, on Zoom, you'll upgrade that, we'll talk about it. But basically, that'll be your final.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, and remind me too, there's going to be myself, and there's going to be peer review as well. So you're going to evaluate each other, and also part of your presentation is everybody has to state concretely what have they done for the project, right? So it's, some people are done that. Okay, so these were issues a lot of people had. So what you had, Cam, was some of the same things I had, got emails about. Okay, so we'll look at what needs still to be done. We'll discover it. Okay, so that's important. So I do, okay. So we'll give people a few minutes to come in, and I'll answer all questions. But so you know that, on the 18th we have a second exam. And next week I'll do a review give you a review sheet like I did for the first exam, give you sample questions of the open-ended and the reading. Okay. So Ethan Hartman, how is your group doing?
Our group is doing pretty well.
Okay. How far have you gotten along? Have you upgraded?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Did you upgrade to the business plan? Do you have a domain name?
We are still working on the domain name, but we did upgrade.
Okay. And what you're trying to figure out what's a good domain name or what?
Yep.
Okay. And what are your ideas?
For the domain name?
Mm-hmm.
We are still kind of brainstorming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Maybe even you can use some of the Gen AI to help you brainstorm and think about ideas as well. I like the extension .ai, since that's going to be part of your project. So you might want to look at that, something in connection with that, and see if it exists, if it's not taken. But you want to do that this week, so you can also do what we call the SEO marketing part. Because in order to do a good job for having Google crawl your website, you want to have a domain name for you to be able to do that. So I want you to do that for this week. So by Monday, you've already done the SEO, and you can proceed on that. Okay? And Daniel, welcome. Did you post some things today?
I did. There's new assignments due next Wednesday.
Okay, let's go over. I've had a lot of emails, Daniel, of some people not sure what they need to do for the projects. So we'll cover that, and you can help me out to make sure that everybody understands. And then we'll talk about what the rest of the semester is. People were wondering, what about exams? What about the final exam, to make sure that everything is going. So hopefully everybody has their cameras on. And we can begin. So let me start. Recording to the cloud. Live streaming. live on YouTube. Choosing my account. It's not the account I want. It is training. Go live, preparing to live stream the meeting. So it's taking my Zoom conferencing application enterprise version, going to YouTube, and I have a YouTube process. Okay, perfect. So let me go back, and we're here. Okay, live streaming. Do I have any volunteers today to moderate the chat?
I can do it.
Okay. Who said that?
Cam?
Okay, Cam. Perfect. Cam, do you want to have a partner then, Cam? Anyone else?
I mean, I don't need one, but...
Okay, so Cam, we'll have you do it on your own. And if you... Well, let's have somebody in case something works, you lose connection, you know, things like that. So let's have a backup person. Who
looks like Julian wants to do it.
Okay, Julian, great. So Julian, you're a pair. Okay, welcome, folks. Today, I want to discuss some more Gen AI with you. I welcome you all back. I want to get into detail about the rest of our time together. People were sending me emails about the project and where they should be on their projects, and we'll go over the project. I'll see if we can look at some projects and see what we want our projects to be, where you should be in your project. I'll also discuss the rest of the semester. Okay, so are we ready to get started? Any other comments? And then we'll do our administrative duties of what's due, talk about what next week is going to look like, and I'll also have comments from our illustrious TA, Daniel, who's done such a great job. So I'm going to just start. I'm going to share my screen. I share my screen. You see my screen. I'm going to go to Chrome, and in Chrome, you see our Zoom, our section, and we go through what we do each time. We go to what's due, and we see here, let's go to what is today. Today is November 6th. And in November 6th, what I wanted each of the groups to do was to upgrade to Wix to the business plan. And we'll go through that assignment. You should have read Chapter 10 for the Wiley Information Systems and the adaptive assignment, and also Information Systems of the Wiley quizzes. I spoke last time we met about enterprise resource planning, and also basically information systems within the organization. The idea that we really kind of discuss a centralization versus decentralization. Decentralization would be example, for instance, the business school would be on its own with their IT. Partly it can be, since, for instance, when we go to the lab, we have the School of Business's IT staff helping us. But centralize, a lot of the policies, the procedures are done at the enterprise level. We talked about enterprise resource planning and basically the idea that Gen AI will be part of it. For what's due for this time for next Wednesday, this is this is the wrong date then, right? Daniel?
Yes, yes.
Right? You want to still stay in the past.
I apologize, it was a late night.
Yeah, it's okay. That's why, and that's why we have a group. That's why we help each other, right? That's the whole idea. We check each other, right? Gen AI should have told you. Is it next that you're saying do, assignment 11, right? For the next time, shouldn't it be the following week? Right. So this date should be for next week. We don't have two assignments in the same.
Everything else is good.
Right. This basically is chapter 4, right? The final project, the final touches. I really think when you say final touches, I would just say the completion there, because I really don't think it's the final touches. I think really we'll have a couple more weeks than the 13th for doing those final touches. Because we're going to still need to do the. Did you put the podcast, generate the podcasting link? We'll look at it. What you have,
Yeah.
we'll look at this. So let me do this. Let me look at our assignment instructions, and I think this is where people were coming to be. So I'm going to. This was part 1 was the team formation topic selection, right? Part 2 was, and let me just go to part 2, right? Part 2 was go to the WIG website, get started, sign up, create a site that'll be free. And this case, set up roles and permissions. This really should, and you may want to go back and edit it again, because this set up roles and permissions seem to be, Daniel, for only when I upgrade to the business plan. Is that correct, Daniel?
Yeah, it only works once you've upgraded.
Yeah, so when we have this one, you remember when you put in a final project part 2?
This was before we knew about it.
Yes. So can you be so kind and change that? Because we can only set up roles and permissions when we are upgrading. What the problem was last semester, even a month ago, is Wix allowed a number of collaborators, when they were having it free, to be able to use collaborators. Now their free version, they only allow a person with one collaborator, and I thank Clark for bringing it to our attention. Clark, right? You were trying to follow the instructions, and this is, I think, where people that were getting confused too, Daniel. They were going to step 1, 2, and then all of a sudden it was, hey, I only can do 1. So you may even want to put here, when the free version, you only can have 1 collaborator. Yourself and another collaborator. Just put a note there that we can set up roles and permissions when they've upgraded. So they really need to upgrade, I think, earlier. Don't you think so, Daniel? That needs to be upgraded earlier. Then edit your site, publish a site, and then continue discovering applicable Gen AI parts. Part 1, you came up with 3 apps. These 3 apps, basically, I think you can use 3 apps, but everyone in your group should be looking at these apps. So you may even, if you have a group of 5, you may even have 5 apps, and continually search for better ones. What we thought about the first week was just a generic type of search. What you want to do is find apps, but have those apps that you find relate to your sector that you're working on. So if you're working for finance, you're working for real estate, you're working for education, use those apps in conjunction with the sector. At this point, this should have been a planning your domain name. You should have I'd say by the end, definitely by tomorrow, the next day, you should have a domain name that fits your project, you know? And you say next week we'll provide the codes to secure your domain name. And basically, that I would change that too for planning your to secure your domain name, plus to upgrade you to the business plan. So it's not just to secure your domain name, because you could use the business plan and then allow more than one collaborator, Daniel, and not even have it to be because of a domain name. So the way they have it set up is really you need to upgrade and place the link in the audit section. And congratulations, this was part one. Well, you said final project, part two. Part one was just setting up what your idea was. But this, I consider, this was your first stab at doing the Wix. Then, when I think about it, at this point, let me put this in another tab. Was upgrade using the provided code. This is found in the PowerPoint. People were asking me before. This is found in the PowerPoint and document sections of Blackboard to upgrade. I think River was asking me last time on where that was found. And invite all team members to the project site after upgrading, as upgrading is required for collaboration. Here you put it because that's when we knew about it. Can you be so kind also at this point to say upgrade to the business plan, Daniel, for this one? Because this really allows us the most generic there. Because all the plans we don't have access to. And start progressing by adding and updating price. So here you say upgrade the Wix site using the guide provided in PowerPoint document section, use the code, invite team members, cite produce, so important, cite everything produced by AI with a small disclaimer. I would maybe say we can put disclaimer or just basically attributed to, you know. And the AI tools create a separate page for the app, so that page, a separate section for each tool. Include a demo showing how each tool is useful for the project. Make sure to introduce yourself. Yes.
Elena had a question.
Sure.
She asked that it says to secure the domain and have privacy registration, you still need to pay $10 even if you have the code.
You don't need. What were you saying, Daniel? Is just put in something generic?
Yeah, just put in the University of Miami's address and don't put your whole name if you want privacy.
If your privacy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something called the Whois database, and they want me to pay to get out of it. But,
Right. And I don't want you to pay for anything. You know what I mean? So, and if you want the privacy, just put University of Miami. It's a great idea. And then you.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, great question. Thank you. So in this case, include a demo showing how each tool is useful for the project. One video per group member. Make sure you introduce yourself at the beginning of each video. Each video should be less than 5 minutes. Should explain generally how someone would use this tool, and not even just, and show a real world application in line with your mission of your company. Great. If someone has not used the tool before watching your video, they should be able to understand how to use it after watching. Also, give an idea of the pros and the cons. That you can even say that these are kind of things that we think that we are recommending, right? Because you don't want to cover a tool that is not good. So if you find a tool that you say, hey, there's not, you may want to compare a couple of tools together and make it that it is useful. What I also want to say in social media, what you need in the social media section is that you can do reusability. So you could even have some videos in shorter length, and then you could post them to your social media as well. Add a contact page, typically in the footer with the email address. Social media accounts. In the social media accounts, let me talk about this a bit. Think about it of what is compelling. Somebody just asked me the other day, can I just put on social media posting, well, a flash sale 20% off? And what I say is that's not very compelling. If I don't even, what I want, why I'm going to use your services, even if it's free, if it's compelling, if it's useful for me. So the same thing with social media. If it's not compelling, and I think this is really, when we say generally space out 2 per week, I think you should be doing it more. You should be following each other, and you can make it fun. You can make it humorous. You can make it in a way that it really talks about the apps that you're actually doing. But I've seen a lot of times some people have done, some groups in the past have done great jobs on social media, and some others, they really don't get much credit for it because somebody just slapped on a couple of pictures. And you know it yourself. So try to really put some thought, especially if you have certain people in your group, that's one of their responsibilities, or you have a couple people in your group, is that it has to show intent. You have to basically try to get the most in-depth that you can learn about some of these Gen A apps. So that's it. The other thing, once you have a domain name, that's why, Cam, you were asking me about a domain name. Once you have a domain name, then I want you to go to this part where it says SEO. And Daniel, can you put SEO and then put next to it search engine optimization, and then put a note there that you should go to do this after you get your domain name, your full domain name, because then that's when it is significant. Then go to, in Wix, go to the site and the mobile to website and SEO, and you can complete your tasks. You can also search, how do I do SEO on Wix, and they'll go step by step. Wix itself has a help section. How do I do it? Wix also has a learning section. It has multiple videos to do. So one of the things, just like this with the project, you should be searching it out as well. So this was when we said part 3. Does that answer your question, Cam, on that part? So that we were talking about before. Any other questions that somebody had? Okay, great. The other part, so that was the continuation, the upgrade into the site, and then project 4, I would call it, rather than final touches, I would call it updates, Daniel, rather than final touches, because then it sounds like, hey, I'm finished. And it really isn't the final touches, but basically next steps or something like that. Okay, and at this point, let me just open in a new tab. And this is for next week. And for next week, you should then think about creating service offerings. And next week, and then integrate fast bots is, I don't know how we're going to do this. What we'll see here, pending instructions, you remember I was telling you guys that I have a academic partnership with Wix that allows us to be upgraded. There's another company called Fastbots that is a chat bot that we're going to have the owner, the entrepreneur of this company, come see us on Monday. He's going to give us an upgrade. He has a free version and then he has an upgraded version. We've asked him, Daniel and I have asked him to come to class to give us specific instructions on how to use his product and how to integrate it with Wix. We have not tried this before, and this will put a question mark on it if it works. Another idea, Daniel, is that people, if it's interesting, people may want to do a video on this Fastbots. That may be a nice area. If we find that it's good, we can do that. And the other thing here is we want, when you're towards finishing your website, is to incorporate, you may want to do here that Google Notebook LM and create then a podcast. Remember we went over that, and basically here we have here in creating services, integrating Fastbot. We'll talk about this next week. So even when we say next Wednesday, this next project, I would even, in this case, probably do like a week and a half. Because you understand, Daniel, because it's going to take us some time, pending. So basically, on Monday, November 11th, he's going to be coming to our class, and we'll see what it takes to do it. So we probably, this would be good to be due probably on the following week.
Okay. It's just because the Wileys.
Yeah, right. So I would do this part. We'll give more time to do this part.
Separate them.
Yeah, separate them, because I think that's kind of like the final touches. This, I think we should do even possibly after the exam, on the 20th, to have this done. And then access notebook, google.com, sign in, generate your podcast based on the website and tweak it. So you may want to even put there another line of logging in, but also how you basically customize it to create a podcast. And this is nice, and we'll show Daniel's way that we worked together the other day, and sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. Let me put another note here to you guys. Guess what? What do you think, Jason? You think everything works like a charm? Of course it doesn't. So what do you want to do is you want to document it. So for instance, something in Fastbot, you get stuck, something doesn't work. What is required for every group to do is to document it. And it may even be to do a little video on problems that we have. So it may be even ways in which you can do it. For instance, notebook, lmgoogle.com. I was trying to use it on YouTube, and it was having issues one day. Daniel tried to use it for the URLs of Wix, and it wasn't working one day. So many of these are what? They're cloud services, they're software as a service, they're hosted by other companies, and many times they don't work. So this is a key here for the notebook, and then add a podcast to your website, insert an audio player element on the front page and load the MP3 file to it, set the artist name to Google and track name to Notebook LM, upload an image, add text above that states the podcast is an AI podcast. Okay? So this will be I'd say, in another 2 weeks, this part. If you can get it done earlier, that's fine. But this part, I would do it. And then, of course, you're still going to be continuing doing your apps. You'll be still continuing to do the SEO. And also continuing to do your social media. Questions? Do I have anything else, Daniel, too? Any questions, comments of what we're missing here? Okay. Everybody knows that next week also I'll go over, on the 13th, I'll do a review for the exam. We talked about, let me just do our exam, just so everybody knows, our exam is Monday, November 18th, and it's in the SBA lab like before. You need to bring your laptop with Respondus in case we have any problems, but we'll be using the computers in the lab. Picture ID, right, just like before. And it will cover chapters 4 and 5 again, and it will cover TG3, 14, and 10, and 12. So cover the cloud, AI, information systems in the organization, ERP, and 12, which is business analytics. Okay? Questions? Anything I need to hunt? So, what I like to do is everyone go to your audit area. And you see here, this should be done. For instance, there's group 0. Group 1 needs to upgrade. Group 2 has upgraded already, which is interesting. CAM, in the way that it's insights by aiconsulting.com. And this is resumegeniusai.com. And so we have group 2 and 3, and group 5, which is brightmindtutoring.info, nextgenmarket.org, 7 needs to upgrade, and Real Visio AI, and then 9 needs to be upgraded. Okay, so let me show you a couple of things. Let me just do this. Open, and let me just close these. Okay, let me close this. So if I open, just go back. What happened? Project groups. Let me open it in a new tab. What I like about this is Intel Agent Corp, the home. So we have home, about, free offerings, videos, frequently asked questions, contact, different pages. The image here is generated with DALL-E by OpenAI, helping AI elevate your business. And right here, what I'd like, either put it here or put it on the top. This is the podcast by Google Notebook. So, and it here is Notebook LM Google. Listen to our AI podcast. And we aim to give every member, and here's the thing. I like, even at this point in the beginning, we had it listed below where you had to scroll. I like it at this point, or even put it higher up. So already you have a podcast, and you can play it, and it's amazing, especially for the first time. I think that you can start listening to it, and you'll be amazed how it can be done. Also, you can go back and customize it. So once you have it there, you can say, hey, I want more emphasis on our team. I want more emphasis on our services, and see how it produces it. And I think for the first run for AI, these are going to improve a lot more in the future, but this is kind of a way to do that. Any questions, comments? Okay, Daniel, you want to make some comments on that Notebook LM that you used?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Clearly, it's still in beta, where there's some similarities. But, if you use it a lot, you'll see that. But overall, I think it's very good technology.
For a first time out that you get, and how long did it take you to do?
It doesn't take long at all.
Right, it's a couple of minutes, and it can do it.
Most people have a Google account. So.
Right, and you just need a Google account, and it's free at this time, and you can do it as many times as you want. Plus, especially those in the tutoring or others, you may want to look at not only just their podcast, but this product of Notebook LM. And then, for an app, this may be an interesting app to even show in your sites of how to use Notebook LM podcast, how to use other parts of Notebook Google. So people that are looking for it, I like this, because you say, listen to our podcast, and maybe we can teach you how to do it as well. This can be one of where we can teach you, or we can create these. So as your social media and things are changing, then you can put that about. So this was a way that I think is awesome when we think about that. So if we played it, and then you just want to always check.
Welcome back. We're diving into something pretty cool today.
Yeah, this should be a good one.
Intelligent Corp. They're an AI consulting company.
They've been making some waves.
Yeah, and we snagged a piece from their website.
Some interesting stuff in there.
Definitely going to give us some food for thought. Mm-hmm. We're talking about how they're, using AI to give businesses like a real leg up.
Right. Yeah, it's fascinating how AI is just changing everything.
It really is.
And
so this is great. So you can even have it where you can have the text. You can do a number of different ways, and you can see what probably other companies, I'm sure, will create AI podcasts for you. So if you did even social media, you could even do a little clip on that of AI podcasts. So I would think those that are doing the SEO do short, even beyond of what the apps you're showing in your website. Use those on social media too. You can even do 1-minute clips on this new product of AI podcasts, and even show them how to use it. So that may be of a way to look at that. Okay, so these are insights in which to do it. Okay, so if I looked at, I have Julian, Eduardo, Robert, Kim, Ethan, and Camden. So there's 5 of you. So in this case, Cam, this is your group?
Yeah.
So you have, in this case, Camden, have in this case upgraded. And if I look at it, when I'm asking for you to look at it, and when I'm going to make comments to it, I'm making comments for everybody to look at it. So what I like about it already is Optimus this says Optimus Artificial Intelligence Insight Consulting, and then you say Insights by AI Consulting. So what's Optimus?
Well, that was kind of the name of the company we created, and then it just sounded better like that. And then I tried to change the URL, but it like wouldn't let me. I don't really know why.
Well, it won't change. What do you mean change the URL? You have to, for one assignment, you only get one domain name. You can't just change your URL. You have to.
Oh, I thought when I saved the website, there's like an option to like change the URL, and every time I type it in, it's just like you can only use like numbers, letters, and dashes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's how it is. Yes. So that's it. Okay.
And it just wouldn't
Okay, but I'm just saying here, is Optimus the name of Artificial Intelligence Insights Consulting for whom? Data-driven solution for greater leading artificial consulting firm to boost small businesses and optimize decision-making processes. Boost small businesses to do what?
Well, we just general consulting. We have industries listed down there, like retail. Security,
okay, all right. So that's not bad. Okay, and then we have here about industries. Okay, industries, retail, security, full view more. Does this work?
I don't know.
So you have to look at it. So if it works, then you have all this items connected to a text field, blah, blah, blah. So you have to look.
We just need to update those.
Right. So you have to do it. My thing here, this is just my feedback here to you, is I would concentrate in one. And one that your group, or one or two of your group industries that you know about. It's too broad. And that's for others. Okay. I would make it more centralized, and getting everybody excited about what they know. So if it's finance or it's retail or something like that, this is way too broad. And then here, this all needs to be filled out, right, if you're going to be doing this, right? And here, insights, I don't know, this needs also to be, yeah. So it's a beginning. But it needs a lot more. And then careers, what is going on here? So basically,
I'm having a problem moving that cart icon, and I've tried saving it. I was just doing it.
Yeah, okay, all right. So you'll work on it, but you need to do all this. You know why? And notice this is, maybe I would take off careers. You know what I mean? I wouldn't worry about that, but then you need the insights here. You need to be able to see it's not just insights, but you're going to be helping them with the Gen AI apps. And here's where your videos need to be. You have to be of your folks that you need to do it. So it's a beginning. You got it? But now you got to put some. Okay? So we got the upgrade to it, but it's working. Okay, let me look at the next one so we can get for an idea. So for next time that we are meeting, that this should be done at least, that there shouldn't be anywhere write paragraph and so forth. That should be beyond us. We should be working on all the text is right. You should have a home page. You should have a team page describing your team. Let me open in a new tab. Let's see here. Resume genius. Get hired faster. Okay. So we got the team members. That's good. And what's Zeddy? So I have Dalton, Caleb, and JC. What is this?
Those are AI tools.
Okay. So the first thing here is Resume Genius. Who is this for? I would put this up above here that I say. This welcome I don't know if I need that welcome. Made with ChatGPT. This is great. Explore. What is this?
That'll be like a hyperlink.
Okay, all right. But let me tell you what I like. I like it's clean, it's nice. I would personally, on that welcome, I take that out. I think it's wasted real estate. It's kind of dated. But, and then I would put up here, students can use the resource throughout their, who are you, what are you guys doing? I would put up front here, and Resume Genius AI, which is good. What are you doing? Are you teaching students to use AI to help them? Are you providing the services to them?
Okay, yeah, we'll get that added.
Everybody understand that? Right in the beginning, this is great. You have to actually, now that a lot of you have gotten, the AI to do some work, what the problem you'll see about the AI is it's still in infancy. It's still not good enough. So put this in your notes, everyone here, is right in the beginning, you want to tell everybody, as soon as they get to this page, what are you guys doing? A Resume Genius AI, which is a great, I like that, Genius AI, it's a good domain name. Now, who is it for and what is it doing? Are you giving me tools that I can make my resume myself? Are you giving services to those tools? And then, right here, the team members, do you describe who you are here? JC, are you have a description of what you guys do, right? So everybody that has team members here, everybody needs to have team members. Everybody has to have good pictures of your team members and say, what is your role in the company?
Okay.
Are you jotting this down, Dalton?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is your role in the company? And not just that, I'm a sophomore, I'm a junior, I'm majoring in accounting, but rather you can put that in at the end, but the idea is, what are we doing and what's the purpose of this? So as this for students can use this resource throughout their hiring process, whether they're practicing interviews or making their best resume for recruiters. So what are we doing? We're going to be suggesting to you, you're going to get our services, we're going to be suggesting to you. Tell me what your business is. Is everybody going to be giving me stuff? And then here, put something, or maybe put it as another page or something. At this page, these are 3 tools today that we recommend. These are our sample tools that we recommend. And let them know that in the future we'll have many. Or if you subscribe to us, we'll give you many of those, or we'll have webinars to teach you hands-on, or we'll do the resume for you. You decide. Maybe you don't even want to do the resumes for people, but you want to basically do it. And then later on you may want to do something which will be interesting, is to do like an interview. Here you say practice interviews. A video would be great of you guys practicing with an AI how to do interviews. There's a lot out there that you can search. Or make your best resume. Show basically for recruiters, show like how your resume is in the beginning one and how it's improved using this tool. Actually come alive. So here, this Zelly, this Resume Genius, right? So you're using this Resume Genius, you're using the same name as this company? Who came up with this one?
That was like going to be our main.
Okay, is this an actual product?
Yeah.
Okay, this is an actual product. Are you going to have a problem by taking their name? Do you understand, Dalton, what I'm saying? Yeah. I would sue you. If you're calling yourself Resume Genius AI and they're calling themselves Resume Genius, what's their URL?
Their URL is...
Well, we don't have to go into detail, but you see that? I thought that was kind of like yours. So you may want to, I don't know what is the name of theirs. You know what I mean? And then this is the company, Resume Genius AI. They call themselves Resume Genius, not AI in it, I guess.
Okay.
But they are step-by-step resume building with AI power. Maybe what you'll need to do is almost get somebody else in your group to create an account and pick another domain name.
Okay.
You know, because that can be job scan, okay, and then demo videos, okay, and then you start doing a demo video. And what I would like to see here is share your screen. Are you doing all the time just talking about it, or are you sharing your screen on this demo video? And it's a demo.
I was just talking about it. Do you want me to share
Of course, yeah. When you right, you're good looking, right? But people want to see, right? People want to see the video, and then you want to put you're talking. What is it about? What are you going to do? And then later on, you may want to take the transcript and give like key points of what you're talking about. It's a great beginning,
Okay.
but you see, I want to be able, number one, to learn about the product and learn about your skills, right? And right in the beginning, this is nice, but seeing the fan and seeing you go for it. But think about it, what you would see, kind of making print. And what is this? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the other apps going to be, or what?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a beginning. And then we need the social media, write about us, our mission to help, read more, social media accounts. Okay. So Nikita, you raised your hand? How can I help you?
Asking if Daniel can get back to my message that I sent him. I wasn't sure if he saw it.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So in this case. So does everybody see what I want? They've come a long way. But now what you want to do is you don't want to, you want to give credit to people. You don't want to give your name as a Resume Genius AI. I think it's a little bit, you may even want to maybe change it a bit. But then you got to start.
Yeah, we can maybe focus more on like the interviews rather than just the resume.
Yeah. Or you can do the resume and you can use their product, but don't call yourself their product.
Perfect.
You understand? It's like, you know, I use the University of Miami, but that's not my business. I'm not going to call myself my new business, you know, Dalton, University of Miami, right? And it's just like something else, or Microsoft, right? They'll sue us, right? But rightfully so. And not even that, they'll get confused. But it could be this one of our products, but basically make it come alive. I know it's hard, but if you think about it, you're on the right track. Okay, good. Everybody see where we're going with this? I think this is, in this case, they got it. I would think about Dalton as the idea is maybe even have somebody else, of JC or anyone else in the group, create another one, you know, and get another domain name, because for only one account you can only get one domain name. So the other thing is later on, Dalton, is you may want to reach out to them and say you have this domain name, are they interested in buying it or working with it. Okay, so we have Elena, Shane, and Ethan need to upgrade. So I'm going to Clark's here, and Nikita, let's see here. Open in link a new tab. Bright Minds Tutoring. Okay. Good. Bright Minds Empowering Academic Success with Artificial Intelligence. Okay. Which level of, first of all, I like it that we got the picture. It's integrative. I like that. My thought here is I would even empowering academic success, but is this for universities? Is this for freshmen? Is this for, who's this for?
It's for university students, and we say that in the mission.
Okay, I would put it even up here somewhere to kind of empowering university students, something with, okay. Our mission, that's nice, I'd like to think, about us, bright minds, good services, essay writing, calculus tutor. So what are you going to be doing here? Tell me. With Bright Minds, tell me in a one.
Yeah. So Bright Minds Tutoring is a tutoring company for university students in all different types of majors. And so therefore we will be using different types of AI apps that if you scroll down you can see them, but we use different types of AI apps to help tutor students in different courses or majors. So basically, there could be chemistry, there could be calculus, there could be history, and so then in the AI apps, those are the videos. Once you click on them, those are us using the different apps, doing different types of courses within the different.
Okay, so so you know what I would do? Think about it. I would kind of put that in the beginning, because with all this mission and stuff right here, personalized. So are you gonna provide, in this case, access of are you gonna provide a service, or are you gonna just give them a review of apps that will help themselves?
It's both. You can, if you go to the services, you can book an actual time where you can pay for services, but then you can also use the apps that are lower than.
Okay. So this is similar to other tutoring coming. I need an essay workshop code. Okay. First of all, it's really nicely designed. And you have a good URL and it's clear, and that's good. I would do the opposite and set it on, we're going to do overviews, basically, if you subscribe to us or something, overviews of Gen A apps that you can use on your own. And then those tutoring services may be set, rather than, because you're competing with all these other tutoring services, Clark. I think where you're unique is, hey, we'll teach you apps, and maybe in our tutoring we'll use the apps to help you kind of learn on your own, teach you kind of how to fish on your own. You know what I mean? And I just think these services, it's almost this part I would emphasize, not this part so much. What do you think? And then, because here it becomes like calculus, organic chemistry, it becomes, how are you going to get these tutors? Think about it as a real business. What?
Well, that's the point. We're using the actual apps that are featured to provide tutoring for them.
Okay, so I would. Okay, that's not clear to me, because when I see essay writing workshop calculus, and then I would even put some of the kind of things, we'll do some things, and this is individual or this is group?
The service. Individual tutoring sessions?
Yeah.
Or group? Individual.
Okay, so I would even have a way in which we'll teach you this, and then maybe we can even do like groups using, these Gen AI features and things like that. But this is great.
Would you want me to?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
For the services, would you like it to say essay writing workshop using
yes.
ChatGPT?
Yes. Yeah, you understand? Because then you're like unique. You know what I mean? And then I would even do some stuff that's free. Don't put. Yeah. I would even do this. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because for $50, I'd rather sit there and have them teach me regular organic. It may be even a way we're doing this in the way free, and then later on we'll do more. We'll see what the marketplace can do. But I do a lot of these things free. Okay. And then you can even do it as a community. Hey, come with, essay writing, join us for a Zoom session. What does that cost you? Nothing, right? Join us for a Zoom session, how to do it, and then we'll get a feel for what we need, because this is starting like calculus, organic chemistry, all these services. Are you going to start with every course, inorganic chemistry, organic, I mean, it's so much. But I think if you did it more generic first, and then we'll see kind of our future would be see where it would fit. Is it fitting for pre-med? We're going to start with pre-med, or we're going to start with business students.
So
and
you
find
want me to, okay. So I'll change the services, but the only problem is when you do the services thing within Wix and you try to change it to a 0 or like to
free.
free,
I thought there was an option of free.
Yeah, but it messes up the whole thing. I don't know why. I don't know.
Okay, so I would make it really like a little amount, like $1.
Like really low.
Low, like $1. You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't even know what it is. If that messes you up, or you can come free, $1 or free or something like that. Because if I don't know your whole thing, and then this is nice, the Chat GPT, and then you can show then the video how we use it, the notebook LM, and then you can even do on that part. And
also,
then
it's important that every single person has a video, and so one of our videos is attached to the link. So like if you scroll up on the actual AI features, I just want you to know that the link or the how we use it that's underlined, you can click it and it will go to another
beautiful
video.
Excellent, really, really outstanding. You know what I mean? Of question AI, an advanced tool, blah blah blah, quizzes. And then here, are you actually using how we use it? So if I go
Hello everyone, my name is Clark Pauling.
Right.
Yeah, I am in group 5.
So, and we do it for every different.
Okay, so I wouldn't even say I'm in group 5. You know what I mean? This is going to be, that already sounds like you want to make this real, that Clark, you could take this, go to some investors and say, hey, fund me, of what we want to do, and we're going to refine it. So I wouldn't, any of our, one is great that you're showing the screens, like for everybody, right? You're doing it, but hi, I'm whatever, I'm in group 5, who cares? You know what I mean? I'm Clark, I'm the CEO, or I'm whatever. This is a great tool, Question AI. I'm going to show you how to use it. I'll use it for even my class, for a class in business technology or something. We'll show you, we'll do some of those. You got that whole idea? And then there's notebook. Yeah, and the same thing here with showing anyone. We don't want to show anybody in the room and so forth, right? We want to have it snappy. You want to be able, this is good when you use Loom here, that even Loom, you have your picture here, but sitting in the bed here, we want a professional. Really, it's great. We got the beginnings of it. I'm focusing on your group because you've an excellent job. I love the orange and the white. Everything's clear. But your videos are professional. They can be funny. But it has nothing to do. Think about it. I don't want to see BTE 210. I don't want to see I'm in group 5. You're a company. And you're a real company. You know what I mean? You don't need to make up stories. You're not, a Harvard, graduate student or something. You can give out your real credentials, but it's there. Okay, so we got fantastic. And then we got the social media. You can even do some of the social media, Bright Minds, and then we got this. And do we have a little description of what you guys do besides marketing officers?
The social media page is at the bottom.
Okay, are these working already?
Yeah, when you click it, it should go to the Instagram.
Great.
Or whatever one.
Yeah, okay. So it's going to the Instagram, follow, Bright Mind. Fantastic. Right? This is just going, though, this is not this should go really to...
Yeah, we need to update that one.
Yeah, but
or the link.
Fantastic. For where you are, and then start doing the other parts. But think about it, reorient it to not that traditional tutoring, but hey, I see it as 2 parts. We'll teach you how to create your own quizzes, using Notebook LM. I'll give you examples, and this is what we're going. Later on, it'll be the personal, because it's so broad, or we're focusing in, we're showing in the beginning, we're focusing on business classes, on business class, because you're all business students, let's say. Is anybody taking organic chemistry in your group? So let's not use it. Use what you know. We're doing this. Show what you know. And we're starting with this, and later on we'll get input from others, that can help us. And later on maybe we'll show you how to do a review. We'll do a conversational bots or something like that will be able to do reviews. Create that Notebook LM is great to do study guides. Show me how to do study guides. Put your information so you could really do it. We'll show you an example in business, and you can take one of your courses. You can even take our course, right? It's great, Clark, use for the next exam. Use the materials already for the next exam. You make yourself study guides, you make yourself quizzes and so forth. For the next exam, you can put in the PowerPoints, you have a lot of the materials you can put in for the open-ended questions. Give me some questions, give me some answers. And I would take that, and then we're showing you how to use it. These are the beginning of our apps, and we're going to continually improve, and we'll give you what we're so great at is we do the research for you of not only what are the best apps for studying, but also how to use those, because it's going to be changing, it's going to be improving. What's this month, right, Clark? It's not going to be, or there's a new version of ChatGPT, or there's somebody else has done something instead of Google Notebook, or it's improved. Hey, look at what it's improved. It's added podcasting, it's added this. But outstanding. And I love it that you have the little logo there, right? Bright Minds Tutoring. That later on, and you can say, hey, we're focusing on maybe on the university market. Later on, we can focus on, others. But this is what we can do. And perfect. Everybody see that? We're running out of time here, but I think this was excellent, Clark, of showing it. Okay? And then come to life about it. Of how you can actually use it. That's what we're doing. We're the tutoring part, the money part, we'll worry about that later. Once we have a following, right, Clark, we can get advertisers. I would even make it more, this is a free service, donate, we're doing that $1 amount just as a symbolic gesture. But our purpose is really to give a service, and then later on we can get. Think about how many advertisers you can get from universities, you can get from, that later on. And that may even be an area that you do, potential partnerships, potential sponsors would be nice. Of the different companies of who wants these people. And then you could even have each other, tutors helping each other, peer helpers or something. Or reach out to others and say, do you have other things that you want us to look at or review? Vendors, do you want us to review certain products? Let us know. Students, if you have ideas and what you find good, that may be good in terms of even the social media that you can run. You understand, Clark? That I wanted you to think about it as a real business. And then you can actually show somebody, right? Hey, I can proceed with this. This is just the beginning. And make it that this is just those 3 or those 4, whatever you do videos. This is our kind of star here of what we want to show. This is like a sample of the apps that we're looking at. But of course, it's going to be improving every week. Every week we're scanning the market to see what will be better. And it's going to get better. Or...
I'll work on it.
Perfect. Okay? Everybody see that? I'm glad that that is where we're going. And think about it as it's your company. And think about it, JC, that it's real, your issues that you're dealing with. It's easy to get lost in all that, I think, kind of that AI superfluous kind of text there that after a while you don't know what they're talking about either. So come to life. Excellent. Okay. Anything else I need to respond to? I didn't get to everybody, but everybody kind of sees the direction we want to go. Did that help, Shane? It's a real company, and the thing is that what they need to do is show what are their ideas in the company and where they want to go in the company, and not make it so formal of what our mission is, hey, there's so much Gen AI apps out there, how can it help us? Help us as students, how it's going to help it in businesses, and be focused rather than being one thing for everybody. I'm in retail, I'm in security. Take something that you know and do it well. Okay, so let's do the code. Daniel, you want to do the attendance?
Sure.
So we'll do the attendance, give a code out.
9966.
9966, you want to put it in the chat? Stay with me if you have questions.
Thank you.
You're
What's
welcome.
the code, Professor?
9966.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw. Sorry. Thank you.
Great work, Clark. Your groom.
Hey, Professor. So I'm doing the social media part of my project.
Okay, okay. Let me just stop here with recording. Did you stop recording, Daniel?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, let me stop YouTube. So when personal questions, we're going to do. Okay, so Dominic, what's the question?
Yeah, so I created the 3 social media accounts. Name. I did stuff. So I wanted to ask. So I tried putting the link of the accounts. Well, so I first trying to go. So let me explain it. So I looked at the instructions, and I was following what it said, but Wix doesn't let me. Like when I press Facebook and to go to Facebook to put my account, it never loads up Facebook. And then I tried it with Instagram, it doesn't work. I tried it with X, it doesn't work. So then I tried to put the URL links, that didn't work either. It said it's not loading. And I tried each one of the applications,
and do you have a domain name for your project?
A domain name, like the name of the project?
Yeah, your domain name. What is you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, it's sorry, I'm loading it right now. It's real VVO AI.
Okay, so you're not linking to backend. Daniel, you want to maybe set some time with Dominic and see what his issue is in terms.
I could also try now if you want to do a breakout link.
Yeah, you have some time because it's 10:05. So quickly you can do.
You can do that.
Okay, so maybe take a couple. Just do it real quick. You just need to put the.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, because it should be quick. It shouldn't be an issue. Okay. All right. Who's next? Sam, you have a question?
Just a quick question. The code didn't pop up my things, and I was here for fun. So if you wouldn't mind marking me as president, that'd be great.
Hold on. Let me just go to the other one. You're checked in.
And I didn't even type in a code. All right, perfect.
Okay, it went in through. Okay,
All right,
great.
thank you.
You're welcome. And Dalton, what's up?
So I took the feedback that you gave us.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, and I also noticed that it really didn't flow too well. So
No.
I reached out to my team and was like, "You guys care if I
So are you the leader, Dalton? I imagine.
Like, kind of. We're all doing work on it, but
Okay,
I'm
it needs a lot
that
of,
role.
but did you see Clark's?
Yes.
Yeah, she still needs to work on hers too, but you got the idea. Yours, but I think the genius. It's you got the idea. You were with the genius, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. But I went ahead and like made a new site. I was just gonna ask for a little bit of help on like the upgrading part because I think I started it too last time.
But
here I'll share my screen real quick.
yeah, let me just stop sharing mine. Hold on. So did you put in your credit card?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if you can do it twice though. That's the only problem.
Okay, but if you just want to give me some quick feedback on
Just update. But then how are you going to get the URL? If you put this in, the only problem is if when you want to upgrade on a new part.
Does the business plan only work for one website?
Yeah, the business plan only works for one domain name.
Okay.
Well, can you use that? See on. Well, that's the upgrade. You have to be careful with that upgrade. That's 50% off. But you only can use. I think you only can use that code with the same credit card for one time, even though you don't pay. But you understand?
Would I be able to share it with the group members and then like somebody else makes it on
Yeah. I think maybe, yeah. See
okay, that would be fine.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah. You just need somebody made the make. Okay, so you're trying to redo it, like what you did before.
Yeah, like I like the look of this one a lot better.
Okay.
You still have to add a lot of information.
But boost your search. Okay. Yeah.
But we're doing like instead of just resume, it's going to be more focused on your resume, like using different AI interview tools.
And then actually review them and try them out.
Yeah, exactly.
And all this stuff, I would put like, I wouldn't worry about, I guess they give you that as part of the part, but I would like make it like $1 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. And then, and this one, the part, what's on the top part, go there. These are our AI transfers live helping this university guide me. I wouldn't do testimonials because it's not true, but maybe you can do this for these are our apps. You know what I mean? These are some of the apps we look at.
Testimonials for like the different AI tools?
No, because you don't have any testimonials. What I would do is maybe.
Well, if they do, would I be able to? Like if Resume Genius has like testimonials, would I be able to put like resume?
Yeah, you could. But I don't think even I don't think testimonials are. I'd get rid of it. I don't think. And then here, you put your stuff in. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no,
I just don't think testimonials have any. I don't trust them anyway. Do you trust those testimonials? I don't.
I think that you have to be very careful with them.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I think it's BS kind of stuff. You know, those testimonials. You know what I mean? Anybody can say anything. What I like to see is, do you know your stuff, Dalton? That, hey, you're going to teach me something that I don't know. Oh, I saw you using that interview tool. Hey, that's neat. Can you teach me how to use it?
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's more impressive than somebody say a testimonial. Show me, and that's the beauty. That's how you're going to show them with the videos.
Okay, so how would I share this to like my team?
So you got to figure out. Do you have Ellery's email? Let me see. Let me just see if I can stop sharing. Let me just tell her. Let me see her name. Ellery. Oh, here. Ellery R. Go ahead. Let me put it in the chat. Yeah, her email. You want to write it down? It's
Yeah.
ELERYR. Here, let me put it here. Yeah, everyone. ELERYR at wix.com. Okay. Did you see it under the chat?
Yeah, I got it here too.
Yeah. So tell her your situation, that you're in a group. You want to do the business plan, right?
Yes.
You upgrade, but then you decided that you want another, that you have like a free site. Can you transfer it to another student in your group so they can register it?
All right, perfect. I'll do that. And then
Yeah.
I'll keep you updated.
Or worst comes to worst, Dalton, sit with somebody, get that same template,
Yeah.
and do a Zoom with them and say, hey, can you help them out and let them register? You don't have to look at their credit card. Let them, put it as they do the registration and then upgrade. I think that may even be easier. Because how long you haven't done anything on that site that you like, that you picked, right, Dalton?
I'm sorry?
You haven't done anything on that site that you just showed me. You just picked, that was just one template you found, right?
Yeah, I did, but I used the AI to like.
Yeah, the AI. So just do real quick. Just go with somebody or with the group. Sometimes it's just easier with one other person that's willing to do it. Just do a Zoom with them or sit with them and say, hey, let's crank this out real quick, and then and then figure out together what's a better domain name. I just don't want you to use that, even though I like it, resumegenius.ai. I like the interviewing things better. And then you say, and then we've also looked at Genius, whatever that's called, AI.
All right, perfect.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
perfect. Thank you. Keep up the good work and attitude, okay?
All right, will do. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Okay. Nothing's recorded. And what else do I need?
No, he figured it out. He was just in the wrong spot of Wix.
Okay, all right. One little thing can help you. He can look at it right. Okay, perfect. And he was doing it because at least he's doing something. Remember the other guy was complaining that they're not doing so. At least he came and asked. Sometimes they don't even bother. Okay, so we got to see what everybody's doing. Those corrections, did you make it to the?
I put them all through.
To the other section too.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we have to do, is find who are the best. And showcase them so the other students know.
I sent what I thought the best was to Jason.
Okay, which one? For the second class, who's the best? I'm going to go to them. Did you send it, was she one of the best, Clark, or no, or just by accident? Did you send Clark?
She might have.
Okay, but
I went through all the links.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, and who's in the second class, just so I know?
OptiWealth and Next Gen Marketing.
Okay. That's the second class?
Yeah, it's the second class.
Next Gen. Okay. So what group is it? Next Gen Marketing and what else?
OptiHealth.
Okay.
Yeah, because the other class, a lot of them haven't upgraded their domain. So Group 5 and Group 6.
Okay, 5 and 6, I'll do them. Okay.
Basically, most people in that group have not upgraded. So that might be worth going over.
Yeah, then everybody needs to upgrade. Okay, so at least we got, so I didn't want that final touches, you understand? Because it really isn't final. It's basically, they're going to be now go back in and improve it. Because, now that we got everything down, now we got to make improvements. We got to make improvements to really every section.
Yeah. I changed it to say updates.
Yeah, updates, right. But that's the beauty of us working together. Okay, And so if you can come at the end of my
Yeah, I will.
second class, just
And
to what?
class registration for me is tomorrow, so I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah,
I
at least keep the
definitely have a
3:30. I start right. I start at 3:30 next month. Yeah. So
Yeah, so I don't think I can get into the 5:05. So there's actually a chance I can do the 5:05 as well.
okay, that'd be perfect. You know, but at least to do the 3:30, because it's like, you know what happens is when we do the first class, we find problems, and then you just duplicate it to the other section.
Yeah.
You know, but when it's not the first one, then we say, oh, we have to go back, and it's like a session later. So I really do appreciate you carving out that 3:30, and it's all the better if you can do it the second. You know, I like it, but
Yeah.
if it can't, you know what I mean. But I definitely want
There's
you.
also a small chance, like I would give it about a 5% chance that I have to do Monday. I can do both, and then Tuesday or Wednesday I could do neither. But I don't think that's gonna happen. It's just I'm scraping the barrel, at this point.
Okay, I'd rather you do the Monday, Wednesday, the 3:30. Definitely,
yeah.
I want.
I prefer that as well.
No, I really, it's important for me. You'd have the Monday, Wednesday, 3:30 to have both, and then the 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? It isn't as important.
Okay.
Okay, but you know what I mean. It's but take me that I'd love to have you for the second, but I really need to do it the first.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
And
okay.
most likely I'll be able to do it from home instead of being in here, so that'll be nice.
Well, yeah, wherever you are. You know, for me, I don't, and we're going to be online again, and it'll be the same idea that the only times is, and if I can figure out a way, and you can think about, I have to get to my next slide. If you can figure out a way in which we don't have to physically go there, I don't mind, but it's just the idea that I just find it a hard time for integrity purposes.
Oh, I don't think there's a way.
To do online.
Whatever you try, there will always be another way.
No, but it's so blatant. You know what I mean? That you know what I mean? So at least in the class, there's some, well, there isn't, some integrity that I know they're taking, you know what I mean?
No, I couldn't agree more. I don't like taking tests.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't, during COVID we didn't have. Okay, let me get to my next class and then we'll talk.
All right.
Ciao.
All right, we'll talk after. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Amelie, we both have head dresses.
Yes, we do. I like the pattern of yours.
Yeah, I like it too. I got a whole bunch of them. One time I think I got them. I think it was some drugstore. They had a whole bunch of them. I said, oh, these are wild. So years ago. Anyways. Okay, so Amelie, did you try that out when I asked you the?
Yes. So I looked at the video to blog and I tried it a few times, but every time I did it, it kept saying that there was an error. And it asked me to check the audio of the video. The audio was fine on YouTube. It looked fine. It just didn't go through, I guess. I don't know.
What do you think it was? Did they have like a frequently asked questions or something? Did you ask Andres to try it out too? Did you use you used a YouTube? What did you use? How did you
So you have to use a YouTube link. So whatever video you're trying to do, you have to post it to YouTube, and it has to be public.
Okay.
And then from there, you just copy the link, and then it should do it. It is pretty straightforward. It just didn't.
Okay, well, try to ask Andres to try it out too, because we tried it out. You know, all these things are kind of funny because we tried out that Google, the Google Notebook LM. For one day, the YouTube didn't work for me, and then for Daniel, his website didn't work, but then yesterday we were working together and he tried it out and it worked, and then we tried the video to blog. Daniel tried it out. He had a YouTube link on a video and it worked yesterday. Okay. So try, or maybe, I think you only can you do 3, or they let you do, is it the thing that you only can do 3 times?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, so anyways, try it out. Have Andres also try it out on a YouTube link and see how it works and see if it's worthwhile. There's so many different things, so we'll see and then get back to me next time. Okay. 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 That's fine. Parker, thumbs up, okay? All right, everybody's here. We're a little bit, let me start getting everybody online. My other class, I was looking at some projects and I got inspired by some of the things that people were doing, so hopefully we can, I'll be inspired as well and giving you feedback. So today there were a couple of people that were asking me questions, what needs to be done. I'll go over everything today. We basically have less than a month together. Can you imagine? I'm getting already choked up that I won't be able to see you again. But I'm sure we'll be able to see each other in the future. Okay. And those that stay with me after class, people are registering already, I guess, for next semester. Those people that are interested in working with me next semester as a teaching assistant, stay with me after class and we'll discuss what I have in stored. And let's see. Okay, so everybody up and running. Any comments before I begin recording? Let me record first. I need volunteers. Any volunteers to man the chat? Do I have any volunteers?
I can do it too.
Okay, so we got Max and who else? Who else?
Louisa.
Okay, Louisa. Good. Max and Louisa. LM, right, or ML, machine learning, or learning module. Okay, so I can record the cloud. Everybody knows the cloud, the Zoom, has its own hosting services, and they're hosting this. And Mateo, are you driving or what?
No, I'm just parked in the parking lot.
Oh, okay. All right. So hopefully we'll do this. We'll go live stream, live onto YouTube. I'm going to go into my account. Then I'm going to go into my channel. It is training. Go public. Zoom to YouTube. Preparing to live stream. And it's setting this up. And let's make sure it works. It looks like it works great. So now, okay. So let me go over a couple of things with you today. Welcome first. I'm so happy that you decided to join me today. And we'll talk about what our rest of our time together will be like. Just wanted to summarize. Just a reminder, November 18th, which is not next week, but the following Monday, we will have an exam. The exam will be in the same room as we did last time. It will be in the same process. You need to bring your laptop with Respondus installed just in case something doesn't work, but we'll be taking it on the computer. It will be multiple choice, open-ended questions. Next week I'll give you a review sheet with possible open-ended questions plus concepts to look at. You can even, what I suggest you can, those of you that are doing tutoring or looking at that number of quiz aids, you can even put our materials in that and do it. Those of you that may even want to do that, you know, you can study for the test using that Notebook LM, and also use it as your video, one of your videos on your, if it makes sense, one of your videos on your website is a possibility. So we have that going on the 18th. Next Monday, we are going to have a guest speaker all the way from the UK. So he graciously, can you imagine, we start at 5. I've asked him next week to come at 5:30, so he's coming at 10:30 at night. So that is dedication. He's an entrepreneur that really was into marketing, social media kind of things, and got into conversational chatbots. So he basically created a company to do conversational chatbots. So we got in touch with him and requested an academic partnership, and he said, yeah, sure. So he's going to upgrade us to his premium version, not his free version. Pretty nice, and we used kind of our relationship with Wix and said, hey, Wix does it, maybe you want to do it. And when you create his chatbot, you train the chatbot on your business. So for instance, we thought it'd be interesting to create a chatbot that takes your materials of what you're doing on your business and seeing how it would work. So we're going to try it out. Am I 100% sure it's going to work? Of course not, but that's the fun of it, right, Andres, that we can try it out, see what it is, give him feedback on it, and see what we can pursue. And some of you can even pursue it. So we're going to have that on the 11th. He's going to give us all the information, how we're going to upgrade. This is the first time I've ever done it. So me and you are guinea pigs here, and that's the fun of it, right? Amelie, so we'll go with the punches, and we know, will we have problems? Of course we will. But that's, what do? When we have problems, we just document it, right? And we include these are problems. And this can even be part of your videos. Hey, if you're going to review some of these programs, I'd like you to have programs that you review that you really are recommending. But sometimes you can be critical and say, hey, this week we're reviewing these and we have some issues. Maybe they'll straighten it out. But right now, for instance, Amelie, that video to blog, we had some issues with it. We'll get in touch with you back the following week, maybe, and make our updates, Amelie, when it does work. You know, so this is all we can expect. All right, and hopefully I'll get everybody's camera working. You need to get me permission ahead of time if there's some issues. But otherwise, Noah, Emily, Ella, and Ava, Nicole, and Jose, I expect to have your cameras up and running. Okay? So, let's do a review. What I want to do is go over your project in more detail. A number of you have reached out to me and have said we're not quite sure what we need to do, and I want to make sure that everybody is clear what needs to be done because we have limited time. The other thing I want to make another emphasized point is that we're going to have a second exam on the 18th, but we will not, everybody hears the not, Gabrielle, we will not have a final exam. I'd rather have you work on your projects rather than doing a final exam. You understand that, Louisa? You agree? Makes more sense to work on the project where you can take it with you than do another exam. How many more exams you need? 2 is enough, I think, in my opinion, for people. Okay? So that, when people are asking, sometimes they forget or it's hard to remember, is our project really, you can think about that as our final exam, and I'll go through it every week with you. My purpose here is every week to focus in on the project, so your groups need to be up to date so I can also give you proper feedback, right? At the end, if you would have said, hey, I wish I knew we were supposed to do that, or it wasn't clear to me, we weren't able to do that. That's why I want to give you feedback as we go along. So right now, Max and Louisa, you'll let me know if people have questions. Otherwise, I'm going to share my screen. And again, is the exam November 18th. Bring your laptop, picture ID, and this is the key. Everybody see this? This is the key here. The second exam will include the new chapters of TG3, which is cloud computing, chapter 14, which is artificial intelligence. We have the information systems ERP that we went over last time. And next week I'll go over, we have one more chapter. That's it. So bring your picture ID. Okay, so that is that part. Let me now go to, you see how good looking everybody is? I'm happy to say. Okay, so let's start with what we always do with what's due. Okay, so let's start with what was due, what is due today, November 6th. You have assignment of the project. I'm going to go over exactly what you need to do for the project. You were supposed to upgrade your Wix to your domain name, and I'll go over why that's important. You have to update. You need to be in the business, upgrade to the business option, the business plan for Wix, in order for you to get a domain name. You need to have a full domain name, number one, to give you credibility, and number two, to do other parts of the assignment of the SEO. It's important to have a full domain name because Google will crawl on your website to do that. We had chapter 10 to do today. I went over it last time talking about ERP, telling you that really enterprise resource planning, the future is really incorporating that Gen AI with it. and humans to work along with them. The adaptive assignment and the quizzes like we do each time. Okay, for next week. Next week is in addition, and I'll go over it, is some more to do on the final project, which is on Wednesday. The next chapter is on business analytics. I'll cover that next week with you and do the same thing of the readings, adaptive assignment, and quizzes. So what I like to do, and what's important here also, is look at assignment 9. It's important that you read these articles here as well for the open-ended questions especially, and I'll go over that as well. So this is the what's due. So we know that next week is going to be the next week is the last chapter. Okay, so Amelie, we're just going to do next week chapter 12, and that's it with the readings from the book. Okay, and the rest we're going to spend time on the project. So let me go to the assignments instruction, and let me go, I'm going to start from the back to forward just to make sure that everybody understands it, and then I'll go over it in more detail. The first part that you should have done, right, was team formation that everybody did in a topic selection, right? The second part, and let me just go through that with you. The second part, let me open this in a new tab. What I call part 2 is to be competent to showcase generative AI tools. And what I want you to do is think about it. Those 3 or 5 videos that you show or apps that you show, you should think about it. These are samples of your consulting work. Today, let's say in November 2024, this seems to be, from your research, this seems to be the best. But you know that next week and how this marketplace is going so quickly, this will change, this will be improved, there'll be version 2, 3, 4. So that is my specification, and I want you to do those continuation of a Gen AI consulting company in your version to explore then multiple Gen AI apps and make sure that you show it, that somebody can understand how to use it, but also understand how they can use it in their environment. So if I'm a student and you're in tutoring, you'll show me how, for instance, to do study guides or how to do multiple choice questions to practice. If you're in human resources, you'll show me apps to help me do interviewing, to improve my interviewing skills, and on and on. And even if you're going to be showing ChatGPT, you wanted to show me in a scenario that will help me if I'm a real estate investor. So that's it. Everybody started with their website that's free. And they've published their website. The only problem is you really need to upgrade to the business plan in order for you to assign contributors that everybody can work on the website. And you should, for this week, everybody should then create a domain name. In particular, I like the extension, even instead of .com, I like the extension .ai. And it used to be really important .io, but I like AI, tells me. And of course, you need to place that link. Okay, that was that assignment. the third, which was today, and let me show you that. The third part was, of course, some of the people were asking me upgrading Wix using provided code. It's found in the PPT. Let me just make this large. Found in the PTT document section of Blackboard. Of course, you need to invite all your team members after upgrading. Start progressing on your website. You have to upgrade to the business plan. Invite your team members. And then what I want you to do, as I said, anytime you show any AI generated work, whether it's a logo or a picture, what I'd like you to do is put like a disclaimer, or even put generated by, who it was generated by. Why do I like this? Is because you're giving Gen AI